health care, Governor Scott initially was staunchly opposed to it. Now, he's for it. Come back and said for it. Florida's walked away from millions of dollars. What is Florida going to have to do for indigent care?
Well, one of the problems with the way that Obamacare was structured, and a lot of people didn't understand this, the federal government says we'll pay for it. Well, they only pay for it for the first couple of years. Then the states have what will be a very large and ever-increasing financial obligation. And so a lot of states have been careful because they know that, sure, hey, if it only happens in my first couple of years in office, I'll be gone, but somebody's going to have to pay the bills. And there are ways to make it work for people who don't have care, and we need to do that. I'm going to devote my entire show this coming Saturday on Fox not to criticize Obamacare, but to talk about what we should and could be doing to really reform the healthcare system in the country.
And a lot of Republicans right now are saying that defunding Obamacare is going to be a key part of coming to some of these budget talks.
I think it ought to be a very important part. I don't know that Republicans can afford to draw a line in the sand and say either our way or shut the government down. But I think that, I agree with the principle and the idea that we need to stop Obamacare before it becomes so intrusive that we can't get rid of it. And a great example, think about all the scandals with the IRS, and we would turn all of our health records over to these people that have proven that we can't trust them with financial information. That's not a good idea, and I think Americans will regret it if we get too far into it.
Another key for Florida right now is immigration. You've got Rubio, who is very for it, but a lot of the Republican Party not so much.
Well, immigration is what made America great. I always say we ought to get on our knees every night and thank God we're in a country that people are trying to break into and not one they're trying to break out of. But there still has to be structure and law. There has to be a control of the border. You can't just say, well, we have no idea who's coming, because somebody might come in, not so much somebody to come pick tomatoes or make beds, but somebody who wants to create havoc in this country. So control the border and then find a way to make it so that the people who have come here for honorable means have a pathway, whether to citizenship is less important than to coming out of the shadows so we know who they are, and people are going to have to pay some penalty and fine like anybody else who breaks the law. Those are things that are reasonable and responsible. But amnesty, blanket amnesty, that's really not, I think the message we want to send to the world is that we don't even take our own laws very seriously.
Two last questions. What will the Republican Party need to do to reclaim the White House?
I think the most important thing Republicans have to do is to communicate that we're not the party of the people at the top. We're the party of the people who work hard every day. And the principles of the Republican Party are not about bailing out Wall Street, which I think was a stupid idea. It's about helping people to reach the next rung on the ladder, no matter who they are and where they are, but not punishing them for giving it their best shot. And America's always been a place where opportunity was what we live for. Don't expect the government to make it so that I'm successful. We just expect the government to get out of my way so that we can work hard, and that pays off. That's how the Republican Party has got to communicate a message to working class people that we're for the guy who comes home bone tired every night with an empty lunchbox.
So, last question. Can we see you on TV? We hear you on the radio. Can we expect to see you in another presidential race?
I haven't ruled it out. Who knows? I was crazy enough to do it once. I might be crazy enough to do it again.